Good afternoon, everybody. This is Steve Poulter, broadcasting to you today out of my office. Had a great day, a great weekend. Wanted to recap a couple of things. First off, my Patriots made the playoffs. Awesome. My alma mater did come up short, as I talked about yesterday in the Rose Bowl, but it was one for the ages. I actually snuck out for a couple of hours today and watched the Kurt Warner biopic. Just an amazing feel-good movie. If you need a pick-me-up, go see that. Leads me to my topic today. We all saw what happened over the weekend with Antonio Brown. You could not help but laugh. A grown man, a multimillionaire, a pro athlete, really just blew up his career. And it was funny. You see a man strip his clothes off and throw a temper tantrum and run around. Yeah, it's funny. Until you realize, hey, what's really going on here? I actually have a friend of mine who I chat with on Facebook. I grew up with him. I don't get to see him anymore because he's a couple of thousand miles away from me. But he kind of hit it right on the head. He said, of course, it was a train wreck. Everybody watches a train wreck. And I'm paraphrasing. It was a train wreck. Everybody watches train wrecks. They're interesting. That's why we watch them. Rubbernecking is a term because it's interesting. But then his next statement was very interesting. He said, if it was me, if I'm his coach, if I'm his spouse, if I'm his significant other, if I'm his friend, that man's on suicide watch. I think it shows that, I'm going to tilt this down a bit. As you know, I'm always a work in progress. It shows the mental health issues are real. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how famous you are. I don't care how good of an athlete you are. We've seen some mental health breakdowns in pro sports. Certainly there are some NBA players that you question their reasoning on some things. You question some baseball antics when they go lose their temper and go berserk. But I think that what we saw yesterday with Antonio Brown is going to go down in the history books as about the worst breakdown we've ever seen on a pro sports field. I think it's an opportunity for us as a human race to address the issues. Do not be afraid to say, I'm wound up too tightly. I get wound up too tightly. I deal in the stock market. Now, today I had a great day, one of my best days ever. I've also had days where literally, if I didn't have my kids, that I would have killed myself because of the loss and the heartbreak and the disappointment that I experienced. Now, remember when I first started broadcasting, I said, I've got to be careful. I've got to remember, once this is recorded, it's there for the ages. But my family knows this. My friends know this. They know that what makes me a good trader, what makes me a good broadcaster, what makes me a good communicator also makes me a bad trader, also makes me a bad broadcaster, also makes me a bad communicator because I'm an emotional person. Now, I am aware of that, and I'm very careful when I feel myself getting spun. I reach out. I reach out to my friends. I reach out to my family. I reach out to my wife, and I get that instant support that I need. What we saw yesterday with Antonio Brown was certainly, I hate to be cliche, but it was a cry for help. Yeah, we all know that if he wasn't throwing the ball, he wasn't going to get his bonuses, and that may have been a factor, but I don't think Antonio Brown needs the money. I could be wrong. I don't know a situation, but he makes a lot of money playing football. I think that was the catalyst. I think the bonuses were the catalyst, but I think as we've seen him in his career, he's just had these breakdowns. And I think it's easy and human nature to look and laugh. Everybody did. I, of course, looked and said, oh my gosh, what's he doing? But like my friend Bill said right away, he said, of course, we're going to look, we're going to laugh. We're human beings. Put him on suicide watch. Make sure he's okay. And he's not okay. And if you're not okay, do something about it, please. To say that you don't understand how people can take their own lives is naive. I've been so close. If you have financial pressures that you can't handle anymore. When I was younger, I used to say, oh, that's selfish. You know, it's easy to point fingers. Say anybody who takes their own life is selfish. Anybody who's got these mental health issues that isn't dealing with them is selfish. But that's not the case. You know, I have an ex-girlfriend that, besides my wife, was probably the most important woman that I ever dated, and she took her life. And when I heard, I was not surprised because I saw the signs. We can see the signs with Antonio Brown. The signs are there. This man needs our help, not our laughter. He needs help, and I hope that he gets it. And if that's you, I hope you get it. Don't be afraid to say, I need help. Don't be afraid. So I was actually going to plan on talking about some other things this week, getting into it. But after what happened yesterday, I said, okay, this is an opportunity. I'm not just going to get on here and talk to hear myself talk. If I'm not bringing any worth to the table, then don't watch me. If I'm not bringing any worth to your thought process, say, hey, you know what? That guy made a little sense. I think I'm going to listen for a minute. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to hear myself talk. I can hear myself talk all day, every day. I put a mirror up and talk. I'm here because I want to hopefully help people. I want to help people. I want to help people open their eyes. I want to help people see what's going on in the world. And that was a cry for help yesterday. And I hope we have empathy and sympathy and pity for Antonio Brown. And if you have somebody in your life that reminded you of them, please do something about it before it's too late, even if it's you. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be here tomorrow. Have a great evening and go Patriots. You're in the playoffs. Make it count.